Greetings and welcome back to Book of Shadows. At long last, I am back. And after our quite a lengthy pause, we are going to jump into the next chapter, which is Shangri-La. Which in the last episode I mentioned that this will be done from a perspective of one character we have not yet played as. But it's very interesting nonetheless. This is also the longest chapter of the game, with the most wrong ends and most name tags. So let's jump right in. Shangri-La. And yes, the character we are playing as is Morishige.
携帯のカメラがフラッシュするたびに校舎の壁を白く照らし出す。ここは無人だ。ただ俺と彼女だけがいる。またここに来てしまった。
I was acutely aware that the hand in which I held my cell phone had begun sweating, and my breathing had become uncomfortably heavy. I was getting steadily more excited. And it was all because of her. A perfect flower, brightly adorning the wall with its myriad colors. Such was the departed female form spread before me. When I first encountered her, it took me several moments just to comprehend what I was seeing. I'd never beheld a person with such grievous injuries before. I'm not even certain the word injuries would apply in a situation like this.
どんな精神状態なら同じ人間をここまでできるんだ。
Well, being dead for like 30 years. No, not 30 years. 50 years! I was certain this action had been wrought by human hands, largely because both of her arms had been nailed to the wall with construction-grade linchpins. Based solely on the dug-out abdomen, seemingly without the use of tools, the intestines lying on the floor, the smashed eyeballs and the exposed jaw. Yeah, I can see now why they are not showing us what that exactly looks like. One might think she'd been torn apart by wild animals, but the linchpins and the faint traces of bloody handprints here and there proved otherwise.
だがこの造形はどうだ。これには誰かの意志が、情熱が宿っているじゃないか。
The blood that splattered far and wide shone in my flesh like a bright red flame, and whole chunks of flesh were strewn about like flower petals. This flayed, eviscerated corpse with arms outstretched and nailed to the wall brought to mind images of Jesus nailed to the cross. But she was even purer than that. There was no self-sacrifice here, no lesson to be taught. Whoever did this clearly had fun with it. They enjoyed killing her. They enjoyed destroying her.
確かに動物の中には食うためでなく遊びのために他の動物を殺し死体を放置する者もいる。ライオンやサルやイルカのように社会性の高い動物の群れでは差別や虐待もある。だがそういう他者への攻撃衝動を作品にまで高められるのは人間だけだ。
Yeah, Sachiko is like Michelangelo. However you say that. I probably just made everyone facepalm with my pronunciation of his name.
本当にそれだけの理由か。
No, because you know, we know this one character who is nailed to the wall is special in some way. My internal monologue had become soliloquy. What? If only for a moment. What was it about this girl that fascinated me so? Witnessing the aftermath of a murderer's action did provide a certain freeing sense of childlike helplessness, to be sure. But why had she, in particular, stricken my fancy?
ここは死者のパーティー会場みたいな場所だ。凄惨な遺体は他にいくらでもある。
There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, the name of the game has been said in the game. We can stop this episode. Thank you all so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. No. Okay, let's continue. The moment I first laid eyes on her will stay with me always. Not just the sight, but the smell too. Hanging in the air like steam after a hot bath. She was young, junior or senior high age. But that's about all I could determine. Her uniform was tattered and soaked through with blood, and there was no student ID name tag to be found. The only reason I believed her to be a she, in fact, was due to the presence of a makeup bag and ornate tortoiseshell jewelry box on the ground nearby. Yep, if those clues does not already tell you who this character is, then let me jog your memory a bit. In Chapter 2, we found ornate tortoiseshell jewelry box and who tried to use makeup to hide the bruise before dying. That's right, this character that's nailed on the wall with pretty much flayed alive is Mayu. And that is the reason why she is striking Morishige's fancy. Because Morishige loves Mayu. And vice versa.
どこの誰かもわからない。こんな死体になぜ俺は。教えてくれ。君は誰なんだ。
The thing is that this CG probably exists as a complete version, but it's been lost in time. I would actually really like to see what Mayu looks like after what they did to her. Call me sick, but whatever. The alarm on my cell phone sounded as if in answer.
もうそんな時間か。
A production of The Barber of Seville was airing on the MHK educational network that evening, and Mayu had asked me to record it for her. Being away from my TV at the time, I'd set a few reminder alarms. Why am I saying everything like that? Alarms on my phone to sound at regular intervals beforehand. Mayu was most renowned for her love of sweets and accessories and such, and I often wondered if anyone else knew how much she enjoyed the works of Rossini.
マユを探さないと。あいつは俺がついてないとダメなんだ。
Oh, Morishige, if only you knew what happened. And oh yeah, this is also taking place in the alternate universe, which means that Mayu was never splattered, and thus Morishige will never find out that it's Mayu who splattered on the wall, and thus he will never kill himself. I'm sorry. Ah, bright and beautiful Mayu, beloved by all who knew her. I was the only one aware of the weaknesses that lay within her heart. Therefore, I was the only one who could truly protect her.
そういえば、持田の妹。あの子はどうしているだろうな。
And this will tell us where exactly in the timeline this takes place at.
さっき俺はついあの子を追い回して。
I adored watching her run for her dear life. It was an act befitting a psychopathic pedophile, yet I am no such thing. Why, then, did I glean such joy from it? I simply found her frail, cowering countenance to be irresistibly precious. The sight of an overwhelmingly weak person standing before me, utterly helpless alone, elated by my very soul. The sensation was nearly orgasmic. And I really like how Morishige's inner dialogue is so well crafted, which makes this actually sound really psychopathic. Oh yeah, and he said orgasmic about death and chasing little girls. Yet this was a friend's sister. For all the torment I'd caused, I'd certainly intended no harm. And there we go. Morishige is a creeper, but he didn't actually intend to harm Yuka. The perceived threat I represented was... Goddammit. The perceived threat I represented just spawned such panic and horror within her that I couldn't help myself. Thinking back about it still makes me smile.
まるで自分の中で別の自分が目覚めつつあるような
There probably is.
そんな感覚だダメだこんなのは俺らしくないこの悪夢みたいな場所のせいか
More than likely, Morishige. Indeed, this wouldn't do at all. If I were to return to the real world with Mayu and the others without first discarding this new me, I would no longer be able to live the way I did before. Now the question is, do you really want to live the way you did before, because you were pretty antisocial? Except for Mayu. But oh well, some people like that.
携帯に保存した画像や動画は全て消しておかないと、彼女の姿も
Book of Shadows, episode 5, Shangri-La. And yeah, there was the outline of the body of Mayu. And this is the another character we will be playing as, because this is played as two characters, like episode 2 where we played as Yoshiki and Mayu. Here we will play as Mitsuki and Morishige. And if you don't remember, Mitsuki is the girl that Satoshi and Yuka ran into, who died and subsequently was photographed by Morishige. And we never actually found out how she died, though I did say that Morishige did not kill her even though he found her body. So this will help us. Find out what happened actually.
ここにも誰もいない。みんなどこにいるんだろう。
They all went to hell.
ついさっきまで生徒
I
会
don't
室
know
にい
why I
た
said
のに。
that. Excuse me.
やっぱりあの幸子さんのおまじないが原因なのかな。
Oh, nice. Mitsuki actually realizes it in seconds what happened. Not like the Kisaragi Academy guys.
ここはどう考えてもいつもの学校の中じゃない。
Ooh, and you realized that too.
生徒会の仲間とクラスメート数人で例のおまじないをして、多分私は貧血か何かで気を失ってしまったんだと思う。
You're anemic too?
目が覚めたらこんな気味が悪いところにいた。友達の姿はどこにもなかった。最初は瞳子たちのいたずらだと思ったんだけど、どうもそんな雰囲気じゃない。
Toko! The good old scissor girl who kills Satoshi on her pastime and cuts her own tongues off. Tongue, not tongues, unless you have
怒っても
multiple ones.
叫んでも、さすがに怖くなってもうやめてと頼んでも誰一人現れない。なんだか悪い夢を見ているみたいだ。
What if it is all just a dream?
むしろ夢であってほしいと
But a
心
dream
か
you
ら思
can
う。
never wake from, no matter how hard you try.
一人でこんなところにいるなんて我慢できない。とにかく誰かに会いたくてたまらない。せめて私の名前を呼んでほしい。
Mitsuki!
私は山本美月。白檀高等学校の2年生で生徒会の初期。
I found it rather funny that Mitsuki's, well, her name is said, her first name is said here, and so is like Yoshiki, Ayumi, Naomi, Satoshi, But then Morishike's last name is used for whatever reason. Because his first name is Sakutaro. I don't know. The same is Kisami. And for Toko we use the first name even though her last name is Kirisaki. And again, Kensuke Kurosaki, Masato Fukuroi, yeah. It's just that randomly. Sachiko Shinosaki.
私はここにいるよみんな
Here we go, we are back in the game. And this looks foreboding. A decaying human head has been forcibly crammed in the top left copy. It mustn't have been easy to make it fit as there are tiny pieces of flesh and scalp tissue all along the frame.
誰がこんなでも私人の死体を見てもだんだん怖くなくなってきた最初は我慢できずに吐いてたのに
The door is frozen in place if it's just a decoration on the wall. It doesn't even rattle when pushed.
ここも窓と同じで開かないどうなってんのもう
I'm not going to accomplish anything by staying in one place. I need to keep looking for my friends. Yeah, let's run. And we are in the second wing for the first time.
Mitsuki-san!
誰
俺だよ黒崎
Kurosaki, we missed you.
黒崎どこ
We were in the same hallway, but separated by a huge hole in the floor. Still, I'd finally found someone. Kensuke Kurosaki, a classmate of mine from 2-4. After being alone in here all this time, finally, a friend. I could barely contain my exuberance. Nice use of words. And here we go.
黒崎やっぱ無事だったんだねよかった
Looking as fabulous as ever, Kurosaki.
美月さんも大丈夫だった怪我とかしてない
And as we can see, this happens right about the time you guys looking for wait. Yeah, you guys looking for Satoshi right now. Kisami has not yet came in. Or okay, the timeline is skewed because this is basically a different timeline. Oh well, Kisami comes knocking at some point.
私は平気黒崎みんなは
わからないんだ俺もさっき気がついたばっかで第一どうして自分がこんなとこにいるんだかも
だよね私たち生徒会室にいたよねなのにどうしてこんなボロい学校に気絶
かもしんないけどこんなことするやつなんて
まともじゃないよ黒崎見たここって
死体だろ見たよ人生初の体験だよリアルでしょんべん漏らしかけたぜ
やだ下品
You, come on. Well, what? Wouldn't anyone doing that? Like, you see a dead body and you know you're trapped in there with that body. I would be ready to piss my pants too.
だけどマジでやばいと思う早くキザミやフクロイたち探してここを脱出しないと
Let's see, Mitsuki, Kurosaki, Kisami, Fukuroi, Toko, those two guys, Ryosuke and Okawa, I think, and Emi. And then there's that one guy who we have not yet seen, who can remain in oblivion because he's a douchebag. But his name is Kai Shimada. Kurosaki carefully inched closer to the hole in the corridor, bit by bit, then took a good look, a long look inside.
そんな穴ピョンって飛んでこっち来ちゃいなよ。あんた野球部だしスポーツ得意でしょ。
Yeah, and what do you say then when the floor collapses once he lands?
無理だって、陸上部ならまだしも。
使えない。そのうち補欠に回されちゃうんじゃん。
Okay.
厳しいな。美月さんらしいっちゃらしいけど、とりあえずどっか遠回りしてそっちに行ける道がないか探してみるよ。
ちょっと。
そこで待ってて美月さん、ついでに他の連中も探してくるからさ。
そんな慌てなくていいって。しばらくここにいてよ。
No time to waste.
一人にしないでよ。私性格きついからな。普段クラスでも生徒会でも姉子ポジションっていうか、やっぱエミみたいにおとなしい子じゃないと男子から女の子扱いされないか。やっぱり県外、こういう時こそ使いたいのに。
Out of range. The closest range is 1 dimension away. The time display on my phone read... What? 2909? No, 2404.
時計もおかしい。さっき落とした時にどっか壊しちゃったかな。
I don't know. In any case, that's not a time that should be displayed on the phone. I just began to think if that number actually means anything. But I can't think of anything.
遅いな、黒崎。何にもなきゃいいけど。
Yeah, perhaps we should go and look for him.
おーい、誰かいるか。
黒崎？
That's not a Kurosaki.
ここだよ。こっち。黒崎。
その声は美月か。
黒い。
よかった。探したぞ美月。
Ba-dam-bam-ba. It was Masato Fukuroi, a classmate of mine and the student council president. He always had a scowl on his face and dug his heels into the ground and everything, but right now his cold obstinance was as welcome as could be.
黒い、無事だったんだね。よかった。
Wait, wasn't that exactly the same thing I said to Kurosaki? I really need to get some new material. Well, what does it matter in a situation like this?
気がついたらこんなとこだし、黒崎いなくなっちゃうし、さすがに泣きそうだったよ。
なんだよ、いつもの美月らしくないな。健介も一緒なのか。
その穴の向こう側にいたんだけど、こっちへ来る道なくってさ、迂回路を探しに行っちゃった。
そうか、あいつは考える前に行動するタイプだからな。
Well, he's trying to do something.
袋井の方は瞳子たちには会えてないの？
ああ、大川や片山も見つからなかった。刻みも。
刻みくんは平気でしょ。
Yeah, you're right about that. Kizami is all fine by himself. Though it is more fun when there's actually somebody with Kizami. If you get my meaning.
まあな、あいつみたいに体力も精神力もある人間ならこんな状況でも。
とりあえず黒崎と合流して、それからみんなを探そう。
じゃあ俺たちもこっち側から迂回できる道を探してみるか。
大丈夫かな。私たちがここ離れてる間に黒崎が来たら。
その時はあいつがここで待っていてくれるさ。むしろ健介と俺たち両方で迂回路を探せば合流が早くなるかもしれない。
Indeed, because there's only one way around.
それに探してるうちに他のみんなと会えるかもしれないだろ。
Unless Kurosaki somehow finds the bell tower and goes to the base. Never mind.
そうだね。ここでじっとしてても始まらないし、瞳子たちのことも心配だし。
ああ、一刻も早く全員の無事を確認しないとな。
Let us move. The door to the art room is locked up tight, which means we cannot go inside. Well, shit. We are second floor, so Kurosaki is near the entranceway. How the hell did we get here? I wonder. Wait a second. I'll look for one thing first. Okay, we need to go to the... We need to go to the second floor. No, this is the second floor. We need to go to the first floor. Alright, here we go. I think there was... something in the music room. On the inside. The first things I noticed when entering the room were a stack of candles and a box of matches right in front of my eyes. Had someone left this behind?
これまだ湿気ってなければ使えるんだけど火ついてくれるかな
Looks like there's 3 matches. So let's use one, shall we? I struck one of the matches along the side of the box and a small red flame flickered in the being. Light a candle, will you? I propped up one of the loose candles and placed the burning match head against its wick. And there we go.
こうしておけば少なくとも生きてる人間がいることはわかるはずよね
We decided it would be best to take the remaining candles and a box of matches with us just in case we needed them. We will need them. Looks like Ayumi's candles. Wonder where Ayumi is actually. He should be with Yoshiki at this point, or dead. There's a row of wards and plagues on one of the shelves here. Among them sits a small rectangular box.
何の箱だろう
Take the box out. The cabinet's glass door is locked. Well, too bad. There are words scrawled above the portraits on the wall. It wasn't an accident. It was suicide. The school covered it up. Right.
フクロイン見てここに何か
Something small was firmly jammed between 2 of the keys on the piano. It seemed to have been wedged in with tremendous force, making it impossible to move either of the surrounding keys.
確かに何かあるが取れそうにないな
We needed something we could fit in the tiny space between the keys in order to pop it out. Good. And that guy has had a lot of fun. Right, it's comparatively fresh corpse. Based on size and uniform, it looks to be a body of a female junior high school student. Her throat seems to have been torn out, resulting in copious amounts of blood, not only on her uniform but pooled along the floor as well. Her mouth too is hanging agape, and she has no tongue. What was used to cut her apart like this? Her student ID is bloody but still legible. Koyo, Girls Academy Middle School. Haruna Hatsukase. Haruna Hatsukase. Age 14 and cause of death, throat torn out, died of blood loss, which we confirmed just right there. There's an item here. A memo pad, presumably belonging to the deceased girl, is lying on the ground near her body. It looks like she was using it to chronicle her experiences here in the school building. The letters are written in pink ink and are easily legible. I did the Sachigo ritual with Nozomi and the others. And then all of a sudden, I was out like a light. When I came to, I was here, surrounded by corpses. I can't even say how many times I vomited. I want to go home. We 3 have to stick together. If we don't, I think we're good as dead. We're as good as dead. Like that high school student we met yesterday. There's nothing left to eat in here. I think we've been here a week now, but it's hard to say for sure. I really want to take a bath. And brush my teeth too. The 3 of us talked it over and decided to eat that dead body. Ugh. It was tough and bloody and felt and tasted so wrong. Rena soldiered through, but Nozomi threw it up. He came again. Nozomi was injured. Now she'll just get in our way. Rena was crying. But I'm just hungry. Nozomi's not coming. I think she's been killed already. Oh well. If Rena comes, I know what I have to do. Well, that's macabre. Okay, let's get out of here. There should be a body here. Yep, there is. It's a rather heavily decayed corpse. Based on size and uniform, it looks to be the body of a female junior or senior high school student. Her head happens to be smashed flat as if with a press, and everything that would normally be tucked away in her skull is now lying exposed on the hallway floor. Her student ID name tag can be found amongst this Wizara, Koyo Girls Academy Middle School. Nozomi Makita. There we go. She's dead. Age 14 as well, and cause of death instantly killed by massive head trauma from blunt object. And since Haruna over there said he came again, I can assume that this is Yoshikazu's handiwork. Another memo pad. There's a piece of scrap paper on the floor near the body, not a memo pad. It seems to have been torn out of a larger memo pad. Several lines are written on it with pink ink. Okay, it's from a memo pad. I found something we can eat. I've noted its location on this map. Please come as soon as you see this. There's still hope for us. Let's stave off death as long as possible, together. There's a hand-drawn map at the bottom of the page with a big circle on it. The circle is labeled staff room, and the area indicated seems to be right at the end of this very hallway. Right, there's the staff room, which we don't think we can get inside. Strange. Door to the staff room is locked up tight. But there is a boy here.
人玉ちょっとマジやばい足震えてきた
君はまだ生きているね。もし1秒でも長く生きていたいのなら誰も信じちゃいけない。誰もだよ。
Ugh. Right. What about you, Mr. Man? There's a corpse here that almost seems to be resting against the wall, or perhaps it was propped up post-mortem. It looks to be the remains of a male senior high school student. His wrists and ankles are bound with wire, and there also appears to be copious amounts of wire around his neck. His name tag reads Kurashiki Industrial High School, Masaru Nijino. Masaru Hijino, where are you? There. Age 18. Cause of death, body ensnared in wire and left immobile, slowly dehydrated. Now we do not know who exactly did that to him, but judging by the things this ghost said, I'd say it was one of his friends. You only have the same thing to say. Is there a bucket here? Bucketto. No, there was not. So let us continue on. There's the exit to the main building. Nothing here. Boys' room. Go inside. The boys' room entrance is completely boarded up. There's no way to get in right now. Even though there's a big gap right there, and you could probably break these locks by kicking them. Excuse me. Do you know what lies beneath this school? There's a basement beneath the school. It's a mire of agony and torment that can drive a man to madness with a single touch. Yeah, this school is the place of hatred. It's a thoroughly decomposed corpse. Based on size and uniform, it looks to be a dead body of a... no, not dead body. Body of a male junior or senior high school student. There's a student ID name tag on his blazer. Let's just say Ruben's Academy Senior High School, Koichi Kanesada. Koichi. Age 17 and cause of death left foot severed by trap. Bled out. Is that his foot stump? I don't know. We go. Girls room. Something in here. The girls' bathroom entrance is covered in protective charms and seems to be shut up tight. Just like in the last game. Now excuse me while I do one thing. Oh, hallway 1 space west and 1 space south. West south. What the hell? Oh well. It looks like something is written here, but the lettering is so faint as to be illegible. And here we should have another body. No, it's not here. Or is it? It is, actually. Now, I will save. Ooh. That screen. What is this? No, not yet.
誰かが僕の取り戻して僕があんたたちの力になれるかもしれない。
どうする？
ああ、参ったな。心霊現象なんて信じていなかったが、これ以上ない証拠を目の当たりにしてしまった。
じゃなくて、この人の頼み聞くかってこと。どうしよう。私たちも友達探してるけど、この人も困ってるみたい。
It's also a red spirit, which means we shouldn't trust him. And that guy, what's his face again? I don't remember. Was it Koichi? No, it was Masaru Nijino. Spirit, which was blue, said that to not trust anyone. But we are hunting for Froghead, so let's help him.
困っているようだし、俺たちにできることなら助けてやりたいな。
そうだね。もしかしたらここから出る手がかりを教えてくれるかもしれないし。
Find a way somewhere, but not out of here. Okay, man, what do you want? You seem rather headless.
僕の頭を頼む。君らの損にはならないから。
Okay, we need to find his head. We already found one head. But for first, I will need an item, which I think is here. But I could be wrong. It's here. Door and window alike are frozen in place. I mean, they're just decorations on the wall. Nothing even rattles when pushed. We need this bucket. It looks to be a bucket, probably used by the custodian for mopping the floors. There's nothing
こ
inside.
れ使えないかな。
Take the bucket, yes. Acquired bucket. It's old and rusted, but still seems sturdy enough. We need this bucket for the purposes of getting that guy's head from the copy. Because Mitsuki does not want to touch it, which I completely understand, actually. Now there are two Frogheads with this guy, which we will see soon enough. Once we get the head, give it back to him. There's the head, firmly jammed in. A decomposed human cranium occupies the top left copy in the shelf. Yeah, this is the same. The only standout injury is to the jaw, which is clearly smashed in, giving the face an eerie, unnatural expression. Based on what's left of its facial features and the cut fair, this was likely a male middle school student.
年格好からするとこれだと思うけど。
大丈夫か、美月。
Simply standing in the presence of this severed head was turning my stomach. The foul stench of decay was absolutely overpowering. Even in this low light, I could easily see maggots crawling through his eye sockets, his nose, his mouth, and all over his skin. They were everywhere.
ダメ私この匂い。
亡くなってから随分経ってるみたいだな。
これを運ぶの？手で持って。
さっきのバケツ使ってみるか。
Yeah, try it.
このバケツなら入りそうだな。俺がやるよ。美月はバケツを持っていてくれるか。
分かった。ありがとう、フクロイ。
いいさ。
Fukuro uses his hand to dig the head out of its cubbyhole and plop it into the bucket. Maggot, sensing that something was amiss, suddenly began boring out of its various sockets and climbing all over their new rusted metal home.
はい、ティッシュ使って。
助かる。もう二度と味わいたくない感触だよ。
And here we go back to give the head to the guy. And he's not happy at the state of the head.
持ってきたよ。
君の頭だと思う。受け取ってくれ。
僕の頭だ。僕の顔。こんなに腐ってしまって。なんだこの虫どもは。僕の顔。醜い。
同情するよ。ここには君と同じように亡くなっている人が大勢いる。なんとか警察に連絡して犯人を逮捕してもらわないと。
お前哀れんだな。僕をかわいそうな奴だと思ったな。
いや、そういう意味では不快に感じたなら謝るよ。
僕が惨めだと思ったろ。醜くて不潔だと思ったろ。二度と僕の体には触りたくないと。
フクロイ、なんか様子が変だよ。
Well, this is going down the wrong end lane. Oh well.
ああ、
Have fun.
ここは一旦外へ。
自分がまだ生きているから、だから死人を見下す傲慢な聖者。お前たちもこっち来い。お前たちを奴らに渡してやる。怖いぞ。奴らはとびきり怖いぞ。
Bum bum bum.
ここはフクロイ？フクロイ？どこ？どっかその辺で気絶してるのかな。あ、そうだ、ろうそく。
Dun dun dun! We are in the basement, and now we are going to die, because everyone who goes to the basement dies, unless we know what to do, and we certainly do not know what to do. My surroundings were far different than I'd expected. I seemed to be in some sort of hallway underground. There was a chill in the air, both literally and figuratively. The smell that wafted about was musty and gloomy somehow.
フクロイ！フクロイ、しっかりして！私たちなんかヤバそうなとこに落とされちゃったよ。フクロイってば。フクロイ。
His eyes were wide open, but he gave no response. Looking a bit closer, I noticed that his neck had been severely twisted. He was staring right at me, but his body was facing the other direction. And his half-agape jaw was completely motionless. He wasn't breathing.
嘘。冗談でしょ。ねえ、笑えないって。
That sound is none other than Yoshikazu. And then there were footsteps.
誰か来る。どうしよう。
Wait here or run. First we save, because the wrong choice will make us die right now. Which is wait here, because we heard what that sound was. It's Yoshikazu, so
よかっ
we
た。
wait.
人だ。もしかしたら黒崎かトウコたちが。
The footsteps drew closer and closer, and then finally the figure making them came into view. Hello!
すみません。私、白南高等学校の生徒で、2年の。
Mitsuki, are you really trying to explain yourself to someone who looks like that?
バカ、何言ってんの。こいつがまともな人間に見えるの。山本美月って言います。友達が怪我しちゃって斧持って血だらけじゃん。こいつだよ。こいつが私たち気がついたらここにいてしたりとか
Mitsuki has one of the best voice actors when it comes to being scared.
逃げるのよ。逃げろ。逃げて美月。
There's a reason why many people refer to her as the Scream Queen of Course Party.
助けてください。
Oh, he will help you in his own way. Bam! Batter up! Oh, wrong end. First wrong end in this chapter. Wrong end number 1 star 1. Save system data. Yes, let us do this. Then we shall load the save, and this time we will run. Which actually leads to a far worse ending, but that's what we're here for, so let's do it.
誰か来る。
Run!
やばい。絶対やばい。逃げなきゃ。
And of course the game goes like "Tra-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la." It's not really Yoshikazu. God damn it.
何なんだろうここ。昔の防空壕か何か。
Yeah. Abandoned bunker, safety shelter, whatever it is.
女の子。こんなとこに。私たちみたいにこの建物に閉じ込められたのかな。
We just ran from Yoshikazu and
そこの子、ここは危ないから。あなた。
met with someone far worse.
お姉ちゃん。お姉ちゃん誰？あの人殺しのおじさんの仲間？違うよ。怖がらないで。私もね、逃げてきたんだ。あなた、この血どうしたの？人殺しのおじさんって。わからないの。大きいおじさんに友達が3人殺されて、私だけ助かったの。そう。ひどい目にあったんだね。
Killed 3 of my friends. I was one that got away. Yeah, I see what you did there, Sachiko.
お姉ちゃん、お友達を探してる途中なんだけど、よかったら一緒に来なよ。ここ危なそうだし、ぶっちゃけ私も一人じゃ怖いし。ね。うん、ありがとう。思ったより入り組んでるみたい。地図でもあれば。こっちだよ、お姉ちゃん。
Of course, Sachiko is leading us to the worst possible scenario we can think of. Woo!
こっち。
Kochi. Come here.
ここ。
In here. That's the door to the dissection room.
道に詳しいんだね。慣れてるから。え？そういえばあなたのお名前まだ。篠崎幸子。
Welcome.
何す
You're
る
dead.
の？さあ何をしようかな。
Oh, welcome to here, your new home.
何なの？ここ。
I couldn't decide if it looked more like a pre-war medical facility or a meat processing plant. The stench was overpowering. Not only was the smell of rotting flesh everywhere, but the air was stale and thick. The room seemed to have no ventilation to speak of whatsoever. My eye was first drawn to the blood-spattered table, then to the many other instruments, all stained with dried blood and sprinkled liberally with viscera. And then I saw it, in the back of the room. What is it? There was definitely more meat processing than medicine going on in here. What I saw was literally a pile of human remains, every one of them flayed open or torn apart. It was almost like a stack of discarded butcher scraps. Butcher.
そこに知り合いでもいた？どれ？返してあげる。一部でよければ。
And Sachiko being as sadistic as always, it seems. Damn.
全部吐いて楽になっちゃうといいよ。
Why do you know say that?
落ち着いた？じゃあ始めようか。
Let's begin. Hi.
何する気なの？やめてよ。
It would be fun if Sachiko would go like, "Oh, we were just gonna let you go." Well, guess we're not gonna do that anymore. Sorry, Mitsuki.
みんなそう言うんだ。やめるわけないのにね。
Okay, that's pretty good as well.
おい、薄のろ。そいつを捕まえて。そうだな。吊るせ。
The large man seemed intent on obeying Sachiko's every command. He drew near me slowly and robotically. There was no emotion, no sense of urgency, just a man walking across the room to do his job, like it or not. I have to run. If he catches me, you'll be dead. In the way most unpleasant.
鬼ごっこ？出口はこっちだよ。たど。
The man's movements remained slow and evenly paced, but there were only so many places to flee in a room this small. If I got tired before he did, I'd be finished. My only hope was to get out into the hall before that happened. The two of us glared at one another for a few moments from across the dissection table, and then as soon as he made his move, I leaped on top of it. I'd underestimated just how slippery the table might be with its thick layer of blood and fat. I quickly spilled off the other side onto the floor. My legs and hindquarters were soaked through with the blood of an untold number of other people, but I didn't have time to think about that. Adrenaline gave me the strength to stick my landing, and I managed to keep running without skipping a beat. It's not going to be that easy, Mitsuki. Your fate is already sealed. I was in the home stretch. For a couple more steps, anyway. A sharp pain suddenly shot through my leg as it touched the ground. I immediately fell into a heap. My right leg was now firmly impaled with thick, sharp metal spikes. Bear trap time. I'd been caught in an old-fashioned bear trap. Yeah. The kind that got 2 rows of metal shark teeth lined up on either side, instantaneously snapping shut as soon as any weight is applied in the middle. The thing was designed to catch bears and tigers, so what hope did a human have of escaping it? And this is all just a big game to Sachiko, who is enjoying every second of your pain. And now your pain lasts forever, Mitsuki. Sorry, but... as I'm reading here from the Wrong End 2 Task 2, this ending will have a pretty gruesome result. I swallowed my pain and started grabbing whatever I could get my hands on, dirt, bones, anything, and chucking it at the encroaching giant. It was the only thing left for me to do. I was out of options. Ouch. The man's foot came down hard on my left leg. It immediately contorted unnaturally and went limp, and I could see pointed shard of bone jutting out from a bloody hole in my sock. Next, the man wrapped both my arms in chains. As he pulled on the chains, my leg muscles also tightened. Around sharp metal spikes and compound fracture. The pain was literally unbearable. You get cacked in bear trap and it's unbearable. I should stop making those awful jokes. In my half-unconscious, agony-addled state, I was just barely aware of being raised into the air by my arms on some sort of pulley system.
そんな心配しなくていいんだよ。今からいっぱい痛い思いをして死ぬからね。
And after which you will experience that pain for the rest of days.
なんで私なの？どっか遠い国の私の知らない誰かにやればいいじゃん。
Why not me? That would be very, 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 very bad.
お姉ちゃん、肌きれいね。決めた。あなたはカワハギの毛。
Welcome to being flayed
顔の
alive.
皮を全部剥いたら、体も隅々まできれいに剥いてあげる。
Because this little girl is Leatherface 2.0. Sachiko began approaching me with a broken off shard of an earthenware pot in her hands. No, God, no, 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 don't do it. Please.
きれいなプルプル。これつけたら私も大人になれるかしら。
Wow. An intense pain shot through my entire face. An undiluted primal scream escaped my mouth unwittingly, as if I were throwing up blood. A scream we will never hear, because that would be very, very intense. But not a living soul was around to hear it. There was absolutely no way for me to resist anymore. All I could do was lie limply, strung up along the wall, and feel my skin getting peeled away. Sometime amongst the dropping, shooting, burning, electric agony coursing through every nerve ending overseen by the girl's sneer, I lost consciousness. The very last thing I saw before lapsing into eternal slumber was a familiar strip of skin being flapped about merrily in Sachiko's hands. It was my own face, perfectly flayed from my head, staring back at me with blank eyes and flanked by Sachiko's overly delighted grin. Well now, we are that was a face-melting experience. Wrong End 2. Save system data, sure, why not? And actually in the next episode we are gonna dodge those endings and not help the spirits because like that Thingamachi said, you don't want to trust anyone in this school. And it's a red spirit, so we shouldn't trust them. And in the next episode we will also see what Morishige is doing in the meantime while Mitsuki and Fukuroi are bouncing about getting killed left and right. But Now I will end this episode. Thank you all so much for watching. I will see you in the next one.